Hi, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Han Solo from Solo. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So I had a request for this, specifically from the Solo movie. Because that's what I said. I said, well, the person said, Han Solo, and I said, well, which one? And he wrote, well, from the Solo movie, of course. I didn't know, of course. I just said, okay, that'll work. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? I mean, it's a great character, no matter where you pick him from. But I just wanted to, have some fun with it. So I'm gonna do kind of like the, he's kind of got his swagger, his coolness to him, kind of rebel. But I really like, let's talk about the Star Wars movies while we're doing this. A lot of people bagged on this movie. A lot of people didn't like this movie, and that's okay. You know what? Everybody's welcome to their opinion. And I get it. I know why they didn't like it. There was a lot of problem with it, and heck, they did a lot of reshoots and stuff like that too. So yeah. A lot of problems, and I get it. But I always say, hey, another Star Wars is another Star Wars. It's more for me to watch. Even if it's bad, it's another Star Wars to watch. Even the last one, Rise of Skywalker. I got my complaints about that too, like everybody else. But it's another Star Wars to watch. That's what it comes down to. So anyway, back to this one. I get the complaints. I get how it wasn't perfect, but it's almost like, no one's ever going to be happy. No one is ever going to get it the way they want it unless your name is Jon Favreau. Then you can do things the way you want it, and you'll be happy. Well, I ended up liking this movie, and I'm not embarrassed of it, or I'm not ashamed of it, because again, it's another Star Wars. Mostly, you know what? Now that I think more about it too, you know what I really like about them? You know why I love these Star Wars movies so much? The creation, the new things to look at. I've talked about it before. There's no secret here that I love a good concept art, and I've got all the books, all the making of, and all that stuff because I love to watch all that stuff or read all that stuff. Again, I've said it before that if it were up to me, I would be a concept artist. Just not in the stars really, but I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want to be a concept artist in the stars. I'm just saying it wasn't in the stars for me to be a concept artist. But it was part of my passion. So I love looking at that stuff. And that's what's amazing about it. Every time a new Star Wars movie comes out, there's a whole new book of designs and creations and whatnot. And that's what I love the most. It's funny. It's like the unsung heroes of the creators of the Star Wars universe. But, no one really talks about them. But that's how it goes with movies, period, The creators are never acknowledged. It's always the directors and the actors, They also take the most heat, that if it's no good, it's their fault. And, everybody complains about Daisy Ridley or this guy, I can't even remember his name. They didn't do it, or they ruined this, or they ruined my childhood, blah blah blah. But it comes with it comes with a penalty, I guess, stipulations that you get to be the actor, but you do have to take the flack for it. But anyway, they're the ones who get the credit and the complaints for how a movie came out. So it's a not dangerous, it's a tricky compromise, that if you want to be a movie star or director or whatnot, you got to take the heat, right? So anyway, I like saying that I appreciate all the hard work and creativity that goes into it from any angle, but mostly from the concept artists, because they're the ones who first come up with all this. You know, they're the ones who are the building blocks, the first foundation. Because a lot of times too, if you go back and you look at those designs or those storyboards or the making of books, just go back and look at all that stuff. A lot of times people just crank stuff out, just crank, and then the directors, they go and they look at it and say, okay, we like this and let's build off this and whatnot, because they've got a storyboard, they've got a design, but they don't know what it's going to look like. So I really appreciate how much work the actual artists create and make for us to enjoy. You know, that's what's great about it. All right, so let me see what I can do here. So the whole idea was I wanted him holding his pistol, but since we're going to be, you know, from a underside angle, you know, I kind of feel bad that I'm not drawing his DL44. That's right. I know exactly what it is. That's how much of a nerd I am. You know what? It's not even a nerd. It's not about being a nerd. I'm an aficionado. I know enough details. That's what it is. Okay, I think I'm about ready. I think that's enough detail that I can get started with this. Yeah, that'll go there. Gonna put the holster there, strap around the leg, and I think that's good. So yeah, let me go ahead and erase some of this, because all I need are the sketch lines. I don't need the entire sketch that I did. I need the confidence lines, not the sketch lines. That's why you want to live your life. You want to follow the confidence and not the sketchiness. And as I was first drawing the sketchiness, I wasn't confident. I was just putting lines down until I started seeing where it was going. I mean, I knew where it was going to go. I was trying, but as I got more confident, my lines got darker because I pressed harder, and those are going to take more effort to erase. So when I lightly erase it, I'm getting rid of the sketch lines, but the confidence lines are still there. And that's what I need. So I think we're good. I say we welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but left myself enough to guide me on this Sharpie adventure. You've seen the pose he's taken, so there's no need to explain it. I'm going to go ahead and start with his eyeballs and draw my way out. So I've got him looking right at you. So for his eyes, I'm going to draw the top of the lids, something like this. And this is such a tiny drawing that there's not a lot I can really do here. I can try to draw in the retinas. See if we can do that. There you go, super tiny. I'm going to hit it just a bit with a pupil. That's about it. But see how it's starting to bleed into each other? I don't want to go any further than that, because it's just gonna all disappear. So I'll just do a little line like that, just to imply the bottom of the eye. The color will take care of the rest, and so will the bottom of the retina. It shows where the eye is. Okay. So let's give him a brow. Another one over here like this, and let's draw his nose. With the nose, we're not going to draw much because there's no hard edges on the nose. It's all curvy, but we can do the hard edges of the nostrils, right? And I want to do more. I really do, but I should do that with color. I shouldn't bleed it out, because these Sharpies, as tiny as this is, the Sharpies will bleed all over the place. All right, so give him a tiny little smile, something like that. I'll go ahead and do the bottom of his lip like this. Again, I'll do more with color and just leave that for the accents. So he's got a very strong chin line, and I'm going to start to bleed it out, thicken it up just a little bit too. Ooh, let's do this. Let's go ahead and do like that, just a tiny little line, just a tiny one, just because it felt like it needed something right there in the center. So for his jaw, he's got a very strong masculine jaw. I'm gonna come up here and do this. But again, I'm gonna start to color or thicken it up a little bit, because as I switch over to this Sharpie, you're gonna see a huge difference. It's gonna be really thick. So, trying to match what's about to happen, just because I know where it's going. Now remember, you don't have to do this. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. I'm just explaining to you why mine got thicker right there. Okay, so his ears are going to be shown. We can see some of them a little bit. We're going to come out like this, but his scruffy old hair is going to... Ooh, I'm sorry, you're not supposed to say scruffy, right? In Empire, he gets very upset that he's called scruffy looking. Even though this is Solo, still, we know better than to insult Mr. Solo. So his hair is going to be, you know, a little off to the side here, not side, but it's kind of parted down the middle, but it's not. It's kind of off. We're going to do something like that. Okay. So for his hairline, I'm gonna draw some hairs, but not all of them. Just enough to define a few placement pieces. We're gonna give him his chops like that. And I'm gonna kind of play around with some mussed up hair. How's that, Mr. Solo? Can I say mussed up? Okay, something like this. Not bad, not bad. I like the tufts coming back like that. All right. Not bad, not bad. I want to do more, but I think that's good. Nice and minimal. Okay. All right. So I'm switching over to the other Sharpie. I'm gonna draw his neck down. See how thick that is? That's why I wanted to kind of match it. You know. And come down and do this other side here. Now I've got his jacket a little askew, a little around. I'm gonna do something like this. All right, that's the edge of it. So I've got him kind of, his hands up, kind of, well, you've seen it. You know, I don't know why I'm explaining it to you. I feel like I need to, but you've seen the picture. You know what's happening. When you clicked on the image, you know exactly what we're doing. Okay, so let's draw his jacket. So I'm just gonna come down here. Let's do both ends. This one's a little off this way. And let's do the edge. Something like that. I'm going to do both ends. Kind of mirror it. Not really mirroring, but kind of just drawing both ends so I complete it and not forget something. Now, it's not a vest, but it does have defined edges that I can play around with as far as a look. And I really love the style of it too. That's why I'm going to draw some of these little lines. They're all going to disappear with color and stuff like that too, but because he's got a very specific design, I like that. And so I just kind of wanted to play around with the feel for it. Okay, so let's see. All right, cool. So let's see. His jacket or his shirt's kind of open a little bit like this, kind of hanging down with a flap. Okay, and let's see, once I establish the edge, here, let's do it now. Let's just bring it down to his pants and establish these pants. Now I can go ahead and add a little bit of wrinkles. I really like adding wrinkles and folds because it makes your cloth come alive, and plus it breaks it up, you know? It's not just a flat piece. That's flat because that's going to be colored black. That's the actual pattern, you know? But sometimes we break it up and make it look a little more dynamic, you know? Okay, so I've got his hand. She's just kind of out. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but you know, that's kind of where I am right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the sleeves, and then we'll get to the hands. Let's do this one here. We're gonna come out like this, come down here to the elbow. The other sleeve's gonna come down here, bend in like this. The other sleeve, the other end of the sleeve is what I was trying to say. Like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some creases and folds to make it come alive, like I was talking about. A little bit of magic here. Not too many, but I like doing little stuff like this just to show that it's cloth, you know? A lot of times when I do characters with armor and stuff like that, you don't get to do this, so I like showing that it's a cloth material. Okay, so his gun, I kind of have, he's holding it, you can look like this, and I got his thumb kind of out, like he's not gripping it to fight, he's kind of like, yay, you know? You'll see with this hand I'm doing it. This one's kind of doing the same thing. So, I'm gonna draw the back of his hand like this. The pistol is gonna be right here. And this is gonna be his thumb. Okay, it's a little out, but you'll see what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna draw the pinky wrapped around first. The other fingers wrapped around as well. And then the digit, the first digit is obviously in the trigger. So we're gonna do something like this. We're gonna say, it's like that, okay? So now we can draw the rest of the blaster. We're just gonna kind of make it up. We're not worried too much about the exact detail, but we just gotta make sure that we do get it straight along the line like that, along the design of the length. Okay. And I'm not too worried about the specific detail. I know it, but again, that's not exactly what we're drawing here. We're just drawing the idea, right? Okay, I will add some detail, a little bit of extra right here. Again, just to kind of make it our own. All right, so see, he's just kind of holding it up. So that also means we can add just a little bit of hand lines just to show the stress. Okay, so I started to laugh to myself, so it's like, you know, like Han Solo, but that's not his name, is it? It's Han Solo. All right, so his other hand is gonna be sticking out like that too. So same way, we're just gonna do the same thing down here. Bottom down to the elbow, up to the sleeve, like that. Again, add some detail, some creases and folds. All right, not too much because it is a pretty thick jacket, so it doesn't have that many folds, but you know, I like doing that. So this hand is gonna be going out like that, like, hey, what's up, you know? So I'm gonna draw the back of the hand this way. Then the pinky is gonna be up like this. The fingers are kind of rolled out too. So they're kind of coming out of each other. And then the main digit is gonna be back behind it like that. So this part of the hand is gonna be like this. Okay, pretty easy, pretty simple. Now I'm just gonna come back and add a few little lines. I always add too many, that's the problem. just to kind of, you know, show the creases in the hand. And that's it. I want to do more, but I'm going to walk away because I always do way too many. All right, so now we're just going to do a belt and his pants. So pretty easy, pretty simple. It's got kind of a specific look here. Something like this. And then he's got little packs and pockets and stuff like that on his very, very iconic looking belt. Okay, and we're going to bring it down this way too. And then we're going to draw the holster that holds the gun, okay? But let's draw his leg first so we know where we are. There's his side, there's his pants, then the leg's going to come down here. And then the strap is going around it to hold it into the leg. Now I can draw the holster. It's just that simple, just something like that. We'll add some detail in a second. Let's go ahead and just draw the legs. Down to his boots. Let's draw this one too so you see where we are. I'm gonna come down here. Down to his boots. He's got them tucked into his pants. Come back up this way. About the middle to his crotch right there. So this one, because it's back behind, I just wanted to draw this first because you always draw what's in front first. That way you don't have to draw as much that's behind. Or you know your placement. You don't draw anything that's supposed to be through each other. Okay, so something like that. Let's add the detail before we go too far and start having to put detail in everything because we forgot it. Okay, just a little bit of extra stuff like that, just to kind of make it a worn, well-attached strap. You know, that's got marks and makings and life. Okay. Okay, so his pants, we're gonna go up like this for the seam, something like that. I like adding creases and folds to the pants because there's a lot of wear and tear and use in the bends, in the knees and the crotch. Basically, any place you bend over a lot, you know, you're gonna get a lot of wear lines. You know. All right. Okay, so now boots. That's all we're really doing. Just gonna draw some big old space boots. Just gonna come down here. There's the ankle to the knee, or the knee to the heel. Here's the front like this. Come down here to the front of the shoe. Boot, sorry. Draw a bit of a heel. Do the same thing over here, then we'll add some detail. Gonna come down here to the front. Alright, so let's add a little bit of detail. And we'll be done. Again, because it's a boot, there's not a lot we can really do because it's just, you know, a well-worn piece of tool machinery. What am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? It's leather, and so there's not a lot that's really going to be in the front here, or on the top, I guess. So something like that. You know, it's not about the boots anyway. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Han Solo from Solo, a Star Wars story.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.